another edition of Why This Film Will Suck. Today's movie is the overhyped remake of The Karate Kid, starring a piece of cardboard named Jaden Smith, and Jackie Chan as the late Pat Morita. In this new version, a 12-year-old named Dre goes all the way to China to learn karate.
I will teach you real kung fu.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I will teach you real kung fu.
Ah, Kung Fu. That makes sense going to China and all. So why not just call this film The Kung Fu Kid? Because then it wouldn't be so much of a remake as this generation's Mac and Me. Karate and Kung Fu aren't the same fucking thing. One is an ancient circular Chinese art practiced for over a millennia, the other's a traditional, mostly linear Japanese fighting style. Yes, I know, they are related.
Karate come from China, 16th century, called Te, hand. Much later, Miyagi ancestor called Karate, empty hand.
But it's still not the same thing. You might as well confuse Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal. Sure, to the untrained they both look and sound the same, but only one was in this crappy independent film.
I mean, I believe I'm here for some kind of purpose or some shit, but the more I think about it, the more fucked up I get, so why bother?
So why the hell is this remake even called The Karate Kid? I mean, it's not like they're gonna throw in some shallow reference that belittles the first film just so they can tie in the title.
Look, everyone, it's the Karate Kid.
Damn communists. Alright, let's get to it. Why this film will suck. Number 1. Why the hell do we need a remake in the first place? Aren't we getting a little remake happy here? Are there no original ideas left in Hollywood? It seems we're choosing remakes based on their popularity, and the reason these films are so popular is because they were good as they were. Then Hollywood wants to come in, change the story that already worked well, and is surprised when the remake is an utter disappointment. The original Karate Kid is already as good as it can be. It's a simple, heartfelt story imbued with subtle wisdoms.
Walk on the road. Walk right side, safe. Walk left side, safe. Walk middle. Sooner or later, get the squish just like grape.
It is the I Ching. It answers all questions. How can I succeed in business?
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?
No, Sensei.
No mercy.
How can I manage stress?
Better learn balance. Balance is key. Balance good, karate good, everything good.
If crazy fame hooker nutjobs like Heidi and Spencer can't make it, how can there be hope for the rest of us?
You're too much TV.
Why are we so focused on remaking films that are already good? If you want to bring the film to a new generation, fine. It's called re-release. Why screw with something perfect? You wouldn't screw with the Sistine Chapel. Of course, if anyone did screw with the Sistine Chapel, we would never know about it because the Pope would cover it up.
It's not a tumor.
There are so many films that had promise but missed the mark, that could be updated and made better. Why don't we concentrate on remaking those films? Give those movies that never really had a chance a new life. See, that way they will finally greenlight my prayer of the Rollerboys remake. Yes, I'm serious. Rollerboys rule. The future is ours. Number 2. 12-year-olds aren't menacing. So, in screenwriting, there's this little idea that's been gaining in popularity. It's called raising the stakes. In the original Karate Kid, poor squishy Daniel LaRusso is plagued by one of the evil roving karate gangs that frequented the San Fernando Valley in the early 80s. They're teenagers, practically adults. They're bullies, and they do evil 80s drugs.
Marijuana in your brain takes more time to ejaculate.
And by the time they really give it to Daniel, they are all dressed up in skeleton makeup and chase the poor kid to his house. When Miyagi shows up, he has to deal with a group of young adults, all of them black belts and all of them assholes. Well, except for this guy.
Johnny, leave him alone, man. He's had enough.
Pussy. In the new Karate Kid, the Miyagi character, Mr. Han, has to fend off a bunch of vicious 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds! Let's take a look at who's more menacing. It's like night and day. It's like comparing these two guys.
I must break you.
Oh, sexy girlfriend!
And speaking of girlfriends, in the new Karate Kid, young Dre falls for a little Chinese girl. Let's go back to raising the stakes. If Daniel LaRusso had just stayed away from what's-her-face, he would have stayed out of trouble. But he couldn't, because you can't stop two horny teenagers. But two 11-year-olds with puppy love? Come on. It almost seems like this film has been tailored at its peril to suit a specific younger actor. Number 3. This film has been tailored at its peril to suit a specific younger actor. Nothing ruins a movie faster than when it has been created for a specific person. Look at Terminator Salvation, a movie with promise that ended up with no real direction because it was rewritten to fit Christian Bale's ego. The new Karate Kid is Will Smith's attempt to make his son a star. The entire film has been developed around Jaden Smith. This gives rise to a secondary problem. See, Ralph Macchio's Danny LaRusso wasn't a star. He didn't think he was a star. He wasn't overly good looking, he sucked at karate, and he lacked self-confidence. He was human. Look at Jaden Smith. By the opening scene in the movie, you can already tell he thinks he's the shit. Because he knows he's the star. Because he thinks he is the shit. Because his parents dressed him up like he was the new JonBenet Ramsey and put him in a movie. And because he's not a very good actor, that's all he can play. No, you say, Will Smith wouldn't do that to his kid. Will Smith seems down to earth. He's intelligent, rational.
The ideas of the Bible are 98% the same ideas of Scientology.
Jaden wears his sunglasses at night. He shows up to all the opening events wearing his sunglasses at night. He already has an entourage, dresses in the highest fashion money can buy. He's one night shot movie away from being this year's Paris Hilton. But at the end of the day, nothing can distract you from the simple fact that Jaden Smith is just playing in a role that requires heart and the experience of being a real human being, not a Will Smith mini-me. At the very least, why not remake something that was age appropriate for Jaden? For instance, he would have fit well into the Devin Clark role in my remake of Prayer of the Roller Boys. Devin Clark. Yeah,